Tonight we are talking about everybody's favorite part of the franchise, Section 31, and I can't wait. But before we get into it, we simply must set an intention.
Girl, is it just going to be like this all night?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I'm in a mood. It's Trump's America. Things are weird. Let's go.
You're not wrong. It's California's burning. It's snowing in the south, and thank God climate change isn't real.
But this pussy's still tight.
Yeah, so
thank God.
Problematic gay alert.
It's not really all that
I
problematic.
already had a glass of wine and a nap, so we're on one tonight, kids.
Me too.
In honor of the least controversial topic in Star Trek, Section 31, I thought it'd be fun if we went around the room and everyone shared who in the franchise who was never revealed to be a Section 31 operative would have made a good one in your opinion. So who's your secret operative? As always, I will start us off by saying I'm borrowing someone from 2 series, so I didn't go straight to DS9, but TNG and DS9, and I'm going with Dr. Keiko Ishikawa O'Brien herself, because I just think she's a badass. She's a botanist. She's a mom. No one would ever suspect her at the playground of actually being an operative. But in all of the wonderful ways, I think she would actually be quite good at it and have a vested interest in keeping the Federation safe. And so in addition to all of those things, I also think that a morally ambiguous organization could use someone who has a very centered moral compass. So for all of those reasons, Keiko O'Brien is my answer. Now I'd like to hear all of your answers to this wonderful question. We'll start with Krista and work our way around the room. Krista, my dear.
I'm not going to lie. I spent a stupid amount of time thinking about the answer to this question. And
I love it.
Appreciate it. That I could not just pick one. So I have 3.
Okay.
But here, hi. But
there's one of them now.
But here is why. Because I think any spy organization needs to have, any spy organization needs to have the analysts that collate information and they interpret the information and they sort of, they don't do the active killing.
They need a Ruth Evershed.
They need a Ruth Evershed. Exactly. Yeah. So my Ruth Eversheds are, the first one is Mott, because he's a hairdresser, and there's not a single hairdresser I have ever encountered that did not have all the tasty tea, like just flat out had all of it. Number 1. Number 2 is Robin Leffler, because she's the perky sidekick. She's cool under pressure. She's inquisitive, but she gives off this sort of innocence that you wouldn't imagine her working for a nefarious organization. So she can kind of come in as the stylist. And then the last one is a must. The last one is Pelia, because she's 300 years old. There isn't anything she hasn't done. And she's kind of widely regarded as eccentric. So again, not somebody that you kind of like batshit eccentric. So not somebody you would think is a risk. Meanwhile, she's just fading into the background and absorbing all of the information, and then you're fucked. So those are my 3. They work together as a group. They're like a Charlie's Angels, but they don't wear pantsuits or drive muscle cars.
And one of them's blue.
I imagine Mott was like Farrah Fawcett.
One of them is Charlie. Yes, one of them is blue. But this is the whatever century it is during these shows. So there is no gender.
I love it.
I really want to learn how to do some more fun editing because I think Will's right. Mott with Farrah Fawcett hair, just putting that over this section would have been great.
That wig.
I'll work on it.
This is what I'm talking about.
Joanne, my love.
So my choice is Mr. Reginald Barkley. But after the Cytherians fully integrated him, because, he was, hooked up to the computer and, he was all confident and people would discount him because he's weird and creepy and bumbly. So, but he's really smart and adept and engineering. He'd be an ideal, I think.
I feel like you were describing my college years. Weird, creepy, bumbly. But I love it. Will.
My pick would be Uhura. Languages, fan dance, dominatrix by night. I think incredible. I think she would be the best person to be on Section 31, like hands down. Like she would be the one that I'd be like that. She's up to something for sure.
You're giving me Stefan vibes right now. You're like, this spy agency has everything.
Oh, this spy agency has everything. Yes, Ma in a Farrah Fawcett wig. Uhura doing a fan dance. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's this.
Playing with a game that is almost orgasmic.
Everyone's staring into the warp core. Yeah, great. Yeah, I could do it. Maybe I'll do that at Comic-Con. Or not Comic-Con, at the convention. I'll be Stefan, but I'll be in a Starfleet uniform. This Enterprise has everything. Saucer separation. Yeah, I could do it.
A barber.
It has a barber and a Farrah Fawcett wig. A telepath who seemingly doesn't have telepathy. A pansexual man with a beard. Yeah.
A 300-year-old antique stealer that can get you weed.
A bald man obsessed with his doctor, but also antiques. He plays a pan flute. Yeah.
Okay, we need to send Jake.
I'll work on the impression. I was getting more smoker as we went through, but I'll work on it.
That was born out of a glowing egg by mistake.
we have a redheaded doctor who has sex with a candle.
We need to send Stefan. We need to send Jake a link to Stefan.
Yeah, it's an SNL character. It's a Bill Hader SNL
on a planet whose tits incited an insurrection.
Yeah, I think it's great. Anyway,
Ken.
I don't know how to follow.
Since we derailed this whole intention.
And I was going to say Uhura too. So, but I have to stick with the original series. We got the toss earlier out. I would say also I have potentially three. One is Marlena Moreau. What?
Okay. I was laughing at something else. You're fine.
Just focus and work your way through it.
Just bring us home.
Marlena Moreau. Not from the mirror universe, but from the regular universe.
Right.
I would also say, I was going to say Uhura, and I'm going to throw someone out there who is really weird, but Section 31 is Harcourt Fenton Mudd.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
That would be like having Vash, though. Like, you can't be sure that he's not working an angle to benefit himself while working the angle for Section 31.
And that's what makes all the better. Yeah,
which would also be entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. 1,000%. Matt, dear.
All right. Well, Joanne took mine. I was thinking Barkley because what if that whole bumbly idiot unsure is just a cover and he's actually like a super great spy, and that's why he was part of the Pathfinder project, and like there's you can ladder up that way. But I'm doing a Krista because as I was sitting here I thought of two other ones that I really enjoy. One, Ensign Cito. She didn't die, and they actually recruited her into Section 31 because they're like, you're an ensign, you're malleable, you're dead. So very like Boimler, into, and actually that would be a great parallel with Section 31 in both Lower Decks. And I would love to see and have it come. And I think that this could even be, you could even argue that it's a headcanon and it's not a big stretch. I can fully see Admiral Nechayev like being in on Section 31. Like, she was like, Admiral Ross was okay working with them. Admiral Nechayev is actively helping them. Like, whatever needs done for the betterment of the Federation, like, not gonna fuck around. Yeah.
We're not only dressed alike tonight, but we're going to pick the same admiral because I thought of Nechayev earlier today, so I love it.
There is no doubt in my mind. Yeah,
Fully agree. And we'll get into it, but in some of the books, Admiral Ross has more of a role within them. But I agree, Admiral Nechayev definitely fits the Section 31 vibe. I'm also in agreement with Will and Ken. Uhura was who I thought of initially, but they've already said it, so I'll say another. For similar reasons that Matt brought up with Cedo, I think Tasha Yar would make an excellent Section 31 agent. In fact, what if Commander Sela is a Section 31 agent?
Ooh.
Right?
What?
Right? Get that movie into production, please. And thank you.
and give Denise Crosby both salaries
All of her flowers.
to make up for what they did to her throughout the entire thing.
1,000%. Excellent intention setter, as always. The intentions are set